This is 1.5 for 8th grade, page 26 out of your book. So if you want to look at page 26, we have some vocabulary there that we need to look at. We have equation, and I'm gonna write an equation. It's on page 26, about 3/4 of the way down, it's highlighted equation. I'm just gonna write an equation: x plus 6 equals 12. Okay, an equation is a mathematical sentence. It's formed when you put equal signs between two expressions. So there's an expression, there's my equal sign. And I know how to spell equal, and equation has part of equal in it. So that helps me remember that an equation has an equal sign. Okay? A solution, when you are when you have an equation and you solve it, like in this case you want to find out what x is, that's the solution. So it's solving it. It's getting the answer for your solution. So it might ask you to find the solution, or it might ask you to check to see if a number is a solution to an equation. So, and last but not least, when you find the solution, that's called solving an equation, finding the solution. And the deal with this is, there's many ways to find solutions. You may use mental math. You may use some algebra to do it. Might be, perform some steps to both sides to get the x by itself, whatever it might be. So solving an equation is what you do to find the solution. So let's take a look on with this in this section. And you'll notice on page 26, example 1, you go down and it's called solving the equation using mental math. So basically what you want to do is you want to think kind of as these as questions. You might say, okay, 15 minus what is 4? How many do I take away from 15 that would leave me 4? That's one way I look at it, and I go, well, you know what, if I take 11 away, it would be 4. And is 15 minus 11 4? Yes, so that one works. This one I would say 8 times what number is 32? Well, 8 times 4 is 32. So if I think of it as a question, I pose it as a problem, and then I use mental math to solve it. One number divided by 12 equals 4, and in dividing, I just remember that these two numbers always multiply together to get the answer, which is the quotient. So that would be 48. Is 48 divided by 12 4? It is. And that's supposed to be a 4. It is. So let's see how they solve it. So they say think of the equation as a question, which is what I told you to do. 15 minus what number equals 4? And there you see they got 11. 8 times what number equals 32? They got 4. And what number divided by 12 equals 4? And that would be 48. Tell whether the value of the variable is a solution of the equation. So they're telling us is n2. Does that work? Is that a solution? So we put 2 in right there. And 7n means 7 times 2. So let's see if 7 times 2 equals 13. Well, last time I checked, 7 times 2 is 14. So that one we would say no, it is not a solution. So they will show you the answer. Nope, 2 is not a solution. Tell whether the value of the variable is a solution of n minus 8 equals 20. So let's put in for n. So this one's going to be 12 minus 8 equals 20. Nope, no way. That's a no. 28 minus 8 equals 20. Yeah, that one will say yes to. So it's just substituting numbers in, performing the right operation. So you can see they substituted them in, the numbers, 12 minus 8, they get 4. We could tell by looking at it. No, it wasn't working. B, that's where we put in the 28. 28 minus 8 is 20. 20 equals 20. So 28 is a solution. Remember, you're writing the examples with me, along with the guided practice to take notes. And mainly in the examples, you don't have to copy the whole thing over. Just copy the problem, the work that it takes to solve it. Excuse me. Hey, example 3, writing an equation. Here we are, Times Square. The Times Square New Year's Eve ball drops a total of 77 feet in 60 seconds. After 54 seconds, it has dropped 69 feet. How many more feet will it drop? You can use a verbal model to write an equation. Let D equal the distance left to drop. And, you know, I know sometimes it thinks, oh, these verbal models, what a pain. But you do think these. I mean, as you're going through, you're thinking, well, okay, it's dropped 69. The ball has dropped already 69. So you're thinking this usually anyway. It's just a matter of putting it down in numbers. So 69, right here, it's dropped 69. How much does it have left? And its total distance is, I believe, if I can write an equal sign right here, 77. So then you think, what number plus 69 is 77? Well, it still has 8 feet left to drop. Let's see how they approach that problem. Look, I wrote right on top of it. You can see here. Let me get rid of that. They did the same thing that I did, and using mental math, we found the answer was 8. Did I put 8? I don't remember. Anyway, because D equals 8, the ball will drop 8 more feet. So you check it. Is 69 plus 8 77? It is. So it works. Okay, guided practice, and you're doing these with me. Solve the equation using mental math, and remember one of the ways is to pose it as a question. 5 times what number is 45? Well, 5 times 9 is 45. Okay, so x equals 9 in that problem. Again, we pose it as 16 plus what number is 21? Well, if you add 5 to 16, you get 21. So n equals 5. There it is. Solve the equation again. T divided by 6, what number divided by 6 equals 9? And these are those, whenever you have them this way, these two you always multiply. 54 divided by 6 equals 9. So T equals 54. See what happens? Yep. Tell whether the value of a variable is the solution of the equation. So we have a plus 9 equals 16 and a equals 7. So we substitute the 7 in right here. 7 plus 9 equals 16. Let's see what happens. Is 16 equals 16? So we say, yes, it is a solution. And usually what I write is what I want you to write. Okay, so make sure that you're keeping up with that in your notes. There's substituting it in. 16 equals 16, so it is a solution. 88 divided by y equals 8. So we put 88. They say to put 8 in equals 8. Well, 8 goes into 88 11 times, and 11 does not equal 8. So we will say no, it is not a solution. Nope. Okay, the guided practice number 7 says laundry. Julie has $9 to wash her clothes at the laundromat. Each load costs $1.75 to wash and $1.25 to dry. How many loads can she do? Well, I guess what I would do in this case is I would see how much does it cost for her to wash and dry one load. So I'm going to take $1.75 and $1.25 and add those together, which is going to be $3. So it takes $3 to do one load. So 3 times what number equals 9? She can do 3 loads of laundry with her $9. Let's see if they agree. Yep, they did it. Same way. She can do 3 loads of laundry. Okay, example 4, which is over on page 28. Return the page with me. It says heights. Cesar, Luis, and Marco are brothers. The difference of Cesar's and Marco's height is 5 inches. Luis is 3 inches taller than Cesar. Marco is 50 inches tall. How tall is Luis? So that's typically one of those nice problem-solving problems that that we have. So what I like to do in problems like this is I kind of like to write down what I know. Okay, what do we know? We know that the difference of Caesar's and Marco's height is 5 inches. So Caesar minus Marco equals 5. Okay. Marco is 50 inches tall. That's given information. I'm going to put a 50 in right there, because it's given right here. It tells me right here, 50 inches tall. That's how tall Marco is, right there. Okay, so obviously Caesar, what number minus 50 is 55? Or excuse me, is 5? 55. So Caesar is 55 inches tall, and it says Luis is 3 inches taller than Caesar. So 55 plus 3 would be 58. So Luis is 58 inches tall. And you know, there's different ways to solve. I always say that's the good and the bad thing about math is there's more than one way to do it. So let's see how they did it. Step 1, they found Caesar's height, which we did. They put in the 50, we did that, got 55, and then they added the 3, got the 58. Pretty good. Okay, the guided practice, the last one for this lesson, says, what if? In example 4, suppose Luis is 3 inches taller than Marco. Caesar is 50 inches tall, and the difference of Caesar and Marco's height is 5 inches. How tall is Luis? So we start the same way. Caesar minus Marco is 5. Caesar is 50 inches tall. Caesar is 50 minus m equals 5. So Marco, we're getting Marco is 45. Sorry. The pen always wants to act up. I don't know why. Marco is 45 inches tall. Luis is 3 inches taller than Marco, so 45 plus 3 would be 48. So Luis is 48, I'm going to use the little symbol for inches, 48 inches tall. So just kind of going through, picking out what we need, using the words, taking those and writing them into equations that we can solve. Let's see if they agree with us. So they put in the 50 again. They find that he's 50. Marco's 45. 48. There we go. Okay, that's it for 1.5.